How to support my child at home. In this video, we will be able to share some ideas and recommendations of how you can support your child at home with the practical core skills that underpin the curriculum. These will include mental math strategies, such as times tables, mental math recall, and using calculations in everyday life. Please have a look at the previous video that Mr. James has shared that will give you more detail in how to do this. We have spellings on a weekly basis. We have reading and reading comprehension, handwriting and power maths. We also support learning by sending home curricular overviews. These share the learning objectives that are being taught in class on a weekly basis, and we also send home weekly optional home learning that also is able to strengthen the learning that has taken place in class. Spellings. Spellings are shared with your child and they're practiced on a weekly basis where they are able to be assessed and check whether they're able to spell the word. What is more important is actually whether they can use that word in context. Do they understand what the word is and also what it means? So in each spelling test that we have, the teacher will read out the word, but will read it out into a sentence so your child understands how to use that word. What you can do at home is practice not only the words, but also sentence writing. So for example, you could take 5 of the words and use this and make up your own sentences, or your child can make them up and actually practice writing them in context. Reading. We read in school with the students on a weekly basis and using the applications of MyOn and also Bug Club. What is really important is that your children are using their phonics skills and applying these to read and comprehend what they are reading. What we've done is we're going to give you an extra resource which will give you a list of questions that you can use to check your child's understanding of what they have read. This talks about whether they can remember the story, are they understanding what happened, and can they apply and analyse what they have read. Here at WSD, we also introduced a new handwriting scheme called Nelson's, and on a weekly basis we teach individual lessons. This supports a consistent approach where children are learning how to form letters and how to join them in the later years. This then gives students the confidence to write in their books and also read what they have written. On Teams, at the end of every week, we will upload 2 examples here of some practice sheets, extension sheets that you can then print at home or have on the screen that you can read on a tablet and practice not only the spellings related to the letter formation, but also using it in context in a sentence so they can practice using that formation. Power Maths workbooks have been used slightly differently this year in our maths lessons. We're using the Power Maths books now as an embedding and practicing of the math skills that have been taught in the lesson. So when you go into Teams and you're able to access your child's learning from that week, when you have a look at the math slides, you'll be able to see an example here that will identify the books and the pages, more importantly, that this particular learning is reflected in. And your child can practice this at home and practice writing. You may see that some of your Power of Maths books that your children bring home are blank. Please don't think that children are not accessing these. They are accessing them, but we're using our maths books more and we're recording them in there. The children can practice this at home, but obviously when the maths books don't go home, they can practice this either on the sheets and you can print them, or you can practice them in the Power Maths books when the workbooks come home on a rotational cycle. We also have the curriculum overviews that are sent home as well. At the beginning of every half term, this will share with you all of the objectives in each of the curriculum areas, and each week we also share home learning. This allows you to see what learning has been taken place, but also some activities that are linked to the learning that the children can practice at home. Thank you very much for listening.